Okay, today I'm going to talk about a book that I want to recommend to readers. It's called The Fund by Rob Copeland. And this book is about Ray Dalio and his hedge fund, Bridgewater, one of the largest and longest lived hedge funds in history, basically. Very, very well known investor, Ray Dalio. This book is almost like a nuclear takedown of Ray Dalio. and it's a very readable, very good book on its own, but also it conveys certain themes that I want to kind of, I guess, themes that I've addressed repeatedly on this channel about your information gathering strategy, how to navigate kind of the reality that's presented to us by, say, the financial media, versus trying to identify what the actual true underlying reality actually is, right? So these are some of the themes that this book touches on that link up with what I'm trying to do on this channel. And then I guess finally the other theme is the bull and bear case. Like as an investor, you have to be open to both the bull and the bear case on any investment or any investment process or even any person like a guru or whatever that you may want to take information from out there in the financial firmament, whether you really know that person and know their motivations. And you have to be humble about what we know and what we don't know about everything, right? So these are just some of the general themes that this book got me to think about. And this is why I think it would be worth viewers of this channel reading the book as well. So let's spend a second on Ray Dalio. First of all, Dalio actually wrote a book called Principles, Life and Work. And it's quite a good book, actually. Of course, it's his presentation of his firm and his principles, which, as you'll find when you read The Fund, is not the full reality of it. But there's a lot of value in that book, actually, about ideas of how to comport yourself, how to think about radical truth-seeking, how to be, maybe how to structure your organization to encourage transparency. These are very, very useful ideas. Dalio also there's two specific videos that I very strongly recommend that Dalio put out for free on YouTube. One is called The Changing World Order, where he talks about changes in monetary hegemonies over time. He talks about the different historical events that tend to follow them and how the different cycles look a lot like each other and how we are currently in a similar cycle now. And then he has another video called How the Economic Machine Works, which talks about credit cycles and how they play out. So it's not like Dalio's just like 100% a bad dude. He's actually put out quite a bit of value for us as individual investors to use and benefit from. But then if you look at how he actually runs his fund and a lot of the allegations in this book, many of which are very, very well sourced, you can see that this guy was very, very difficult to live with, very, very difficult to work for. You could see just the incredible revolving door of senior people spinning in and out of his firm, like spit out like a virus after a short period of time. Some of the stories in this book are preposterous, like just really don't reflect well on Dalio. And there's actually a sort of a meta discussion in the book about Dalio sicking law firms against both the author and his publishing house to try to prevent the publication of a book, right, of this book. And, that's kind of a tell too, right? Like, I think, if you're out in the public domain, you know that people are going to take pot shots at you. I even think about this with this channel. It's not really that public and that well known, but every so often I get, say, a obnoxious comment from somebody below a video, and that's what you sign up for, right? Like, if you're going to put videos out for people to ingest, sometimes bad things will bounce back at you. In general, for me, the benefits are much greater than the drawbacks, but you realize that this is part of it. You're going to get people taking pot shots at you. I think if I were Ray Dalio, and I'm not, but if I were, I would not try to sick a law firm against a book that is meant to criticize me. Just let it be. Just realize that there's going to be detractors, there's going to be proponents. In general, if you look at Dalio's public persona, he presents himself in a certain way. But obviously that's not how he is, right? There's some other elements that need to be fit in to try to identify the real truth. And of course, we're not really going to know the real truth about a guy like that. The best we can do is make sure we take in the bear case so that we can at least balance out the persona that he's going to put out there, which is going to be probably mostly more on the bullish side. And this is where it brings us to a metaphor for investments themselves, right? If you own an investment and you can't handle hearing the bear case about it, you're not going to survive long in this game, right? You have to have just a radical intensity about getting the bear case, getting the negatives about something if you already are believing in the positives, and vice versa. Let's say you're short a stock and you believe that you have command of the bear case. Well, you want to hear the bull case too, because that is where you might be wrong, right? Those are your blind spots. So this kind of gets to our strategies, our informational gathering strategies about the world around us, in trying to make sure that we stay open to things that disagree with our already established opinions. Can we make sure we hear the contra-argument all the time, right? So I think these are some of the themes that struck me with this book that were very, very valuable. And of course, the book itself is just a good read, so I recommend it on a couple of different levels. And if you look at the description below this video, you'll see affiliate links to Amazon for both the book The Fund, as well as Ray Dalio's book Principles. If you click on those links and buy things from Amazon, I get a small commission, so it would be a way to support my work. And as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you find these videos helpful.